Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Iman Rojana from SK Tanjung Aru 1. Today, I will be sharing a novel titled To School for Good and Evil. This book was written by Suman Chainani and it contains 488 pages. The book is about two polar opposite best friends who had an amazing adventure in a world different than theirs. It's full of magic, fantasies, and happily ever afters. The main characters are Sophie and Agatha. They live in a small village called Gavaldon. So, the story begins when every 4 years, two children are kidnapped from the village of Gavaldon. Usually, one child is well-behaved and beautiful, and the other is ugly and peculiar. The kidnapper, referred to as the schoolmaster, allegedly kidnaps them into the school for good and evil in the surrounding endless woods, where they are trained to become fairy tales, heroes, and villains. Beautiful and pink-loving Sophie dreams of attending school for good and finding true love. Meanwhile, her best friend Agatha, who is stereotypically pretty and withdrawn, is deemed the perfect candidate for the school for evil. When the day of abduction arrives again in night, Agatha hides in her home but soon rushes out to save Sophie when Sophie lets herself get captured to be pulled along with her. But then, both of them are seemingly sent to the wrong schools. Sophie to the school for evil and Agatha to the school for good. Soon after, Sophie becomes smitten with King Arthur's son, Tedros of Camelot, who also takes notice of her, but finds himself running into Agatha more often. Agatha, however, only wants to go home. She and Sophie ask the schoolmaster to go home, but the historian begins their fairy tale. He tells them that they must follow it and give them a riddle to solve. The answer is true love's kiss. Sophie must kiss Tedros to prove they are in the wrong school and go home. He denies her. However, after she refuses to save him out of selfishness, Sophie becomes bitter and learns Agatha is her nemesis, whom she must kill to be happy. Sophie finally became a full-fledged witch and attacks the school when Tedros asks Agatha to be his princess. During the battle, Sophie learns the schoolmaster is evil, and the historian is atoning him for the murder of his brother. He believes that Sophie is his true love, and her kiss will restore evil's glory. However, Sophie denies him and sacrifices herself to save Agatha. Sophie dies shortly after losing too much blood. Agatha, distraught, kisses her to revive her. The two return home, ending their fairy tale while Tedros is left alone. So for this book, I highly recommend for the fantasy romance lovers. I love this book because it shows how evil and good, shockingly, are capable of love. And in the end of the day, Sophie died and Agatha came to rescue her, even though she was evil. So, throughout the book, the lessons that I found are never judge a book by its cover, kindness always win, and always be there for each other. So, that's all for my talk about this book today. Thank you for lending your ears. Hope you have a good day. Assalamualaikum and thank you.